all sorts of things can happen to the body if anything's inappropriately dosed. Like when drugs or like metals in food or salts or minerals are heavily dosed in the human body, even medical drugs, when they're at the wrong dosage, they become toxic, causing dysfunction in some tissue system or even little tiny cell groups. Whenever we put chemistry that's really not meant for our body in the wrong dosage in our body, things can start shutting down. And I have some examples, like when we're extremely toxic in our blood or in our brain. It all starts with that, the stomach and the route of the intestines. Like when we ingest something and it starts to flow through the system, or we get an injection or anything like that, and one part of the body starts undergoing dysfunction because doctors are often wrong and they don't really sequence our drugs or our medicine or anything. They don't understand chemistry very well. So what happens is one of the organs or tissues will start to cause a dysfunction and things start going wrong. So what's really true about medicine is that we are made of primary biochemistry, which actually comes from nature. It's not that our bodies want anything that's foreign or alien to our bodies. And even nature, even if it does come from nature, can be extremely toxic or poisonous if it's not right for our body. So like common things that we have to look out for are minerals and nature's toxicity. Like minerals are really toxic to the body if you overdose on them, especially if you do it consecutively. Like, see, atoms are quantum and they can undergo energy exchange that causes chemical reactions even though they're in the neutral state. If they come in contact with something that is also in the neutral state, sometimes they can cause a reaction because of nuclear physics. Because the nucleus of the atom can suddenly protonate or suddenly give off an acid or a base or even form a partially linked bond under the laws of van der Waals forces. That those forces mean that chemistry it doesn't actually have to have a full positive ion charge in order to react. There's an ambient field around all the atoms on this earth that cause it to have a constant saturation and universal energy that reigns from the universe. Okay, light and heat and all that is some part to a full nuclear charge. And if you concentrate it into a conduit, it causes chemical reactions. Natural light can cause a chemical reaction, okay, especially when it's concentrated. But the geometry of the overall area and the volume connected, the area volume, which is actually a quantum equation of how pure energy from the universe, which is known as vacuum, actually interacts in the system. This is also how osmosis works and how the body works. Natural gravity, which is all particulate. Everything's made of particles. Doesn't matter what it is except for one thing, empty space. And we can actually quantize empty space as a particle. So anyway, everything is particulate. And how it vectors in a chemical organization of chemical matrix can cause chemical reactions regardless of whether we think they're neutral or not. The truth is, nothing is really 100% neutral. There's no such thing as 100% neutral. Everything has some ability to react. There are what we call insulators, but they even still yet can react with energy. Have you ever felt the temperature of an insulator in a warm room? Well, if you felt the temperature of an insulator in the warm room, that means it is reacting. Trust me, at some point in that insulator, depending upon the geometry of it and how big it is, there could be something actually reacting in that insulator causing a state of charge. Okay, so insulators eventually collect. This is called collective energy. Okay, in chemistry, we have lots of chemical reactions we don't even understand yet because of a matrix effect, the geometry of the matrix of how energy conducts through the combination reactions is what they're called in chemistry. So combination reactions start occurring, and if those dosages for a human body or a biological unit of life or an organism, if those energies aren't accounted for in what we call state law vectors or state geometry, if you don't accommodate for this, you're misunderstanding the meaning of quantum physics, because it's all a bunch of tiny, super tiny particles that make up systems that have variety of functions on a spectrum. So like how that works in connection is the reason why medicine is extremely complicated and complex and even impossible at some point right now. But we can actually figure this out. It is possible for us to figure it out, but the result and the solution to what is possible might be the biggest problem, because we don't know that we can vector medicine accurately really at all. But we know that primary chemistry, like a cheeseburger that's pure and clean, it comes directly from nature, has certain vitamins and minerals in it. Now, vitamin theory might not even be 100% relevant either. Certain vitamins might be, while other vitamins and minerals might not be. So, like, you got to question all this. How it vectors, and even according to our DNA and our geometrical matrix paradigm per human's DNA, it actually leads us to having unique geometry per individual human, which means we're kind of like little aliens. And no one is really truly like us, but we share a resemblance. We interact, but we're not the same. So each of us has a syndrome. Each of us have syndromes because of our DNA. Some of us have gifts, while others don't have gifts, while they have a gift in a different way. And we all have also errors and gifts and syndromes. Everything is a syndrome of chemistry and energy of the universe. So that's pretty much what it is. There's all kinds of reasons, like when you sleep. If you sleep too long and you're not hydrated, or you're too hydrated, say you're too hydrated, your kidneys will start to pump urine out, and you might pee in your pants if you don't get up, go to the bathroom, and urinate, which causes a backwash in the system, which can cause an osmotic pressure issue where chemicals start to change in direction, where you might be hydrated when you wake up if you don't urinate while going to the bathroom, if you hold your urine. But like while you're sleeping, there's a variety of things. If you have too much metal in your body, your kidneys might not function correctly, and you might not urinate correctly, and you might not be able to hold your urine. You might urinate in your pants while you're sleeping. Or if you have too much of anything, does not matter what it is, it can cause blindness, mental illness. There's all different kinds of things that you cannot directly put in your body. The human body wants simplicity. It does it real slowly and simplistic. You do not just pump the body full of garbage. Okay, not even minerals. Minerals are known to even cause cancer. Okay, minerals can vector the DNA of the mitotic cycle and cause it to go awry. Okay, there's lots of reasons why we have to do this very slowly and progressively over time. Okay, medicine is a slow process. Healing is a slow process. And if you're not careful and you get something corrupt in your body, even if it's natural and it's even vital to the system, if it's not in the right dosage, it's erroneous. And we've long known that even the ancients found out that anything in the wrong dosage is poisonous, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's air, water, cells, your own knowledge, doesn't matter. Even your own heartache, your blessings even can poison you. Having a good life can poison you, but like even having a bad life can really even kill you. So terrible things can happen if you don't moderate correctly. I mean, it's all a condition of dosage.